The Gardner Museum Heist, Episode 4, Current Status and Ongoing Efforts. Welcome back to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Nicoll of Nicoll Investigations, and this is the final chapter of our World True Crime Thursday series on the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum Heist, the $500 million art theft that's haunted Boston for over 3 decades. Last episode, we plunged into Boston's underworld, chasing the mafia's shadow. From Robert Donati's rumored plan to free a jailed capo to Carmelo Merlino's failed 1999 sting, the Patriarca crime family seemed to hold the key. The FBI identified thieves in 2013, likely George Reisfelder and Leonard DiMuzio, both dead by 1991, but the art stayed lost. Suspects like Robert Gentile took their seekers to the grave, and the trail grew colder. 35 years later, the case remains unsolved, a puzzle with missing pieces. Yet hope endures. Today in July 2025, we'll bring the story to the present, exploring recent leads, the museum's relentless efforts, and the heist's lasting scar in the art world. Will these masterpieces ever return? Grab your headphones. This is Current Status and Ongoing Efforts. Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. It's a gripping true crime podcast uncovering unsolved murders, disappearances, and forgotten crimes from Ontario and beyond, told with deep research, compelling storytelling, and a voice for the victims. Join us today, where every clue will lead to answers, and every case deserves a second look. Recent developments. By 2013, the FBI's big announcement that they'd identified the thieves as part of a New England crime group, likely the Patriarca Mafia, felt like progress, but it didn't bring the art back. Since then, a few developments have kept the case alive, though answers remain elusive. In August 2015, the FBI dropped a bombshell. Security footage from the museum captured 24 hours before the heist, on March 17, 1990. The grainy video shows an unauthorized visitor entering through the same side door the thieves used the next night. The guard on duty? Rick Abath, the same 23-year-old who let the thieves in. In the footage, Abath opens the door, lets in an unidentified man in a coat with an upturned collar, and chats briefly before the visitor leaves. The FBI released this to jog memories, hoping someone might recognize the man. Was it a dry run? A signal? Abath, who died in 2024 at 57, insisted he was innocent, claiming he often let friends in after hours. The video raised more questions than answers, and no charges followed. Museum Security Director Anthony Amore called it a piece of the puzzle, but it wasn't enough to crack the case. Fast forward to April 2024. Geoff Kelly, the FBI agent who led the investigation for 22 years, retired after a storied career. In an interview with Boston 25 News, shared a tantalizing hint. There have been potential sightings of some stolen works, including Vermeer's The Concert, Rembrandt's The Storm in the Sea of Galilee, Manet's Chez Tortini, and the Bronze Eagle Finial. Details were vague, no locations, no specifics, but Kelly stressed the FBI's belief that the art still exists, possibly hidden in an attic or behind a wall. He urged the public to stay vigilant, saying the lesser-known works, like the Degas sketches, might surface first and lead to the rest. Kelly's optimism keeps the flame alive, but without concrete leads, it's a whisper in the wind. Another development looms on the horizon. Anthony Amore, the Gardner security director since 2005, set to release a book in November 2025, The Rembrandt Heist. Amore's been tight-lipped about its contents, but given his access to FBI files and decades of chasing leads, it could offer fresh insights. Will it reveal new suspects or evidence? We'll have to wait, but it's a reminder that the case still stirs interest and hope. The reward and public appeals. The Gardner Museum isn't sitting idle. Since the heist, they've offered a reward for the art's safe return, climbing from $1 million in 1990 to $5 million by 2013. In 2017, they doubled it to $10 million, the largest bounty ever offered by a private institution. There's also a separate $100,000 reward for the bronze eagle finial, a Napoleonic flag ornament that's less valuable but easier to spot. The museum's clear. No questions asked. Confidentiality assured. Just bring the art home. Anthony Amore leads this charge. Former Homeland Security Specialist, Amore's made the heist his life's mission. He fields tips, hundreds over the years, mostly uncredible, like claims of paintings on Zillow listings or in random attics. But he chases every lead, working hand in hand with the FBI. The museum runs public campaigns too. On the heist's 35th anniversary in March 2025, they unveiled a sound installation in the Dutch Room, recreating the stormy waves of Rembrandt's The Storm of the Sea of Galilee, to remind visitors of what's missing. Amore's message is relentless. We're the only buyer for this art. It belongs here. Social media posts like these keep the $10 million reward in the public eye, urging anyone with info to contact Amore directly. But the flood of tips can be a double-edged sword. Amore told GBH News in 2024, while they get frequent leads, most are dead ends. Still, he and the FBI proactively seek out sources, talking to anyone who might hold a piece of the puzzle, no matter how small. So don't miss the final chapter of this gripping mystery. Subscribe to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to catch every episode. After this one, head to our website or social media to share your thoughts. Where do you think the art is? Will Amore's book crack the case? Drop a comment and keep the conversation going. Up next, ongoing efforts. Ongoing efforts. The FBI's case file in the Gardner Heist is still marked active, even after 35 years. Special Agent Jody Cohen, head of the FBI's Boston office, said in March 2025 that they're very eager to recover the art, vetting every lead with dogged determination. Modern techniques are in play. DNA analysis on frame fragments, digital forensics on old evidence, and international cooperation with agencies like Interpol. The FBI believes the art moved along the eastern seaboard, possibly to Philadelphia by 2002. Its current location could be anywhere: America, Ireland, Corsica, or beyond. Despite the slow progress, Anthony Amore remains a beacon of optimism. A 2023 FBI podcast called the $500 million valuation an underestimate, stressing the art's cultural value over dollars. He's adamant the paintings survive, likely hidden by someone unaware of their significance. History shows stolen art is recovered generations later, he told CBS Boston in 2024, noting that informants often come forward after key players die. With suspects like Gentile and Abath gone, that window might be opening. Amore's mantra will never stop. The museum itself is a partner in this quest. Their commitment, alongside the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office, is unwavering, fueled by Isabella Stewart Gardner's vision of art for the public forever. the impact of the heist. The Gardner Heist isn't just a crime, it's a cultural wound. Those empty frames in the Dutch room and short gallery rehung in 1994 aren't just placeholders. They're a defiance of Isabella Gardner's will, which demanded her collection stay unchanged. The museum chose to keep them up, not because they had to, but to send a message. Only the stolen works belong there. Visitors feel it, a void where Vermeer's light, Rembrandt's drama, and Degas's motion should be. As Amore told the FBI in 2023, the loss isn't just financial. It's a blow to art history, to the museum as a living masterpiece. The heist ripple effects go further, expose the fragility of cultural heritage, how a single night can erase centuries of human creativity. Art theft is a unique crime. Unlike cash, paintings like Vermeer's The Concert, one of only 34 by the artist, are nearly impossible to sell openly. They vanish into private collections, mob vaults, or worse, get destroyed. The FBI's art crime team, founded partly because of this case, now tackles similar thefts worldwide. The Gardner Heist remains their white whale. For Boston, it's personal. As Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Stephen Kirkjain wrote in Master Thieves, recovering the art would affirm the city's status as a world-class cultural hub. The heist mysteries inspire books, podcasts, and Netflix series like This Is a Robbery, keeping it alive in the public's imagination. But the real cost is felt every day, 25 Evans Way, where the museum waits. 35 years after two men in fake police uniforms walked out of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum with $500 million in art, the mystery endures. The FBI knows who did it, likely Reisfelder and DiMuzio, with Abath's help, but not where the paintings are. Anthony Amore's upcoming book, Geoff Kelly's retirement revelations, and the $10 million reward keep hope flickering. But the truth is, no one knows if Vermeer's The Concert or Rembrandt's Storm will ever hang again in the Dutch room. Could be in a Connecticut barn, Corsica villa, or lost forever. Well, a tip from a listener, a breakthrough in forensics, or the slow march of time finally bring these masterpieces home? That's a question that lingers, a puzzle as captivating as the art itself. Thank you for joining me in this journey through Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. If you got a tip on the Gardner Heist or ideas for future cases, reach out via our website or social media. Your feedback shapes what we'll cover next. Till our next series, stay curious, stay safe, and keep asking questions. Because every case deserves answers, and every masterpiece deserves to be seen. Subscribe now to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. Episodes available wherever you get your podcasts.